Okay, I'm going to give it just a few more minutes to see if there's anyone else who's going to sign on to this orientation session. I'm recording this so that those of you who couldn't make it can watch this video later. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen as well. Okay, welcome to employment law. I'm excited to have you in my class this semester. If you have any questions during this orientation, feel free to stop me and ask any questions you have, or if you have questions afterwards, or if you're watching this video later and you have any questions, I'm happy to have an individual office visit either on campus or Zoom or whatever, or you can just text me or email me your questions and I'll answer them the best I can. I'm sharing the screen of our Course Done homepage for our employment law. This is a fully online class, so you'll receive all of your course materials through online means, primarily through Course Done, and then of course with your textbook through Connect and your homework activities. Make sure, because this is an online class, communication is really important, that I get your messages, you get my messages. So please make sure that you take a moment, if you haven't already, to click up here at the top where your name is, and when you pull down that menu, click the button for notifications. I have a PDF file with instructions for this. It has, your email, your cell phone, you enter that contact information, and then you can check the boxes for what information you want to receive. The important thing that I want to make sure you all receive right here are with the announcements. I want you to go to new announcements that are available and check the box for either SMS, text message notifications, or the checkbox for email notifications. You can do either one just to make sure you're getting real-time notifications. I recommend doing both, honestly. The text message is great because you'll get a text message when I post an announcement. So if there's extra credit, if it's a study guide for an exam or some important announcement about something in class, you don't want to miss that. You want to get it in real time as a text message. But the text messages work kind of like old school Twitter. You only get the first so many characters. And so you'll get a sentence that's like, good afternoon, here's an announcement about your exam. And then you don't get any of the actual content. But if you subscribe to the text and the email, the full Course Done announcement will go to your email box, so you don't have to go through the hassle of the dual authentication login to Course Done that sometimes can be difficult when you're on the run or on your cell phone or something. So that's what I recommend. But I just require that you do one or the other so that you're getting real-time notifications, so we don't have any problems with you missing important announcements or information from the class. The second thing that's really important is to make sure you're paying attention to the schedule and the calendar. With an online class, I mean, this is a senior level management select class. So you guys have been there, done that. You know how you learn. So I'm not going to, force you to watch a video or force you to do anything in particular. Some of you are going to learn better from reading the textbook. Some of you are going to learn better from watching a video lecture. Some of you would prefer to just scan over the PowerPoints about each chapter. I mean, whatever works for you works for you. And you know that better than I do. It's not a one size fits all kind of thing. But if there's anything you need from me, I'm happy to provide whatever resources will help assist your learning. And that's what I've tried to do so far with Course Done and with Connect. But if there's anything else you think you need, just let me know, because I'm happy to figure that out with you and help you out. I want you all to be successful in this class and learn everything you can about employment law. I think it's a really great topic. I enjoy teaching it, and I hope that you enjoy learning it, and that the things you learn can help you right away to understand rights and responsibilities. And then, of course, the big thing in this class or in legal environment or any law-related business classes you take is you want to avoid that legal liability so that those profits stay in the bank and you're not having to write checks out. It's really important to understand this area of law. It can be something that's important to learn for all of you in your future careers as business leaders, business owners, people in HR, all those things it's really helpful and useful to know. So from our course website, we have the calendar that has, the activities that are due over here. Your exams will be in the calendar. You can subscribe to this through your Google Calendar. Another option, or what I think is even better, is to go over here to the Start Here module, and I have a one-page calendar available for you right here as a PDF document. And this shows you one page at a glance, everything you need to know for the whole semester for this class. The dates of your exams, when they're going to be available online. I'll give you a window so you have flexibility to complete the exams when it works best for you. I know so many of you are very busy. You've got, family responsibilities, work responsibilities. You're involved in organizations on campus or play sports or all kinds of different things going on and competing for your time, maybe an internship. And so I want you to be successful at a time that works for you. That's why you take an online class, right? You want that flexibility that meets your needs. So with that in mind, your exams will be open from Thursday morning until Sunday at midnight. The one thing I want you to make sure you notice on this calendar right away is that the last week of the unit is the week you'll have your exam, and all of your chapter assignments and reading and all that stuff, you have the whole week to complete it. So nothing is due for each week until Sunday at midnight. That's the absolute deadline. But bear in mind, if it's the final week of that unit, you have the exam that also needs to be completed by Sunday at midnight. So please don't wait until really late Sunday evening to start your reading for that week and to do your weekly quiz or activity homework assignments that you have, and then also have enough time to take the exam and prepare for the exam. It's just not very feasible to try to cram it all in at the last minute. So, even though, for example, looking at this calendar, chapter 4 activities aren't due until February 5th at 11:59, exam number 1 that covers chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. So chapter 4 represents 25% roughly of the exam, is also due at that same time, and there just won't be enough time to complete it all. So keep that in mind as you're managing your time. That's one of the most important things with an online class, that you are aware of what is required each week, what your deadlines are, and how much time you need to complete these activities. If you need me for anything, I have given you a cell phone number. You can text me, or we can have a phone conference. I'm happy to meet with you on Zoom or Google Meet. If you need to email me, please make sure you use your UWG email. That's our official communication for the class. If you send me a message on CourseDen, I'll get it eventually, but I won't get it nearly as quickly as I will an email. I'm on my West Georgia email every day, all day. And the only notification I have that you've sent me a message on CourseDen is if I happen to notice the little orange dot in the corner. So in order to be more efficient and to get your information back to you in a timely manner, please send me an email at the normal UWG email instead of this CourseDen email tool. It'll be so much more efficient. And if for some reason you don't get a response from me within 24 hours, please email me back. It's always possible that your email gets lost or buried in my inbox, or that somehow it got misdirected to a spam folder or something. I promise I won't ever just ignore your email, but if you haven't received a response from me, please don't hesitate to write back immediately. There's some times during the year, like right now at the beginning of the year, where all of us are receiving a lot of email in our inbox. And I don't want to miss any of your emails by mistake just because it gets filtered away or gets buried. I'm here for you. I want you to be successful, and I really care about you. So I'm available for you. With that in mind, I'm available to work around your schedule whenever you want to meet with me. So if you do want a virtual office, meaning you don't need to take time off of work or try to fit it in a particular window, I'm happy to communicate with you and find, time on the weekend or in the evening or in the morning or at your lunch break, whatever, that we can meet. There's sometimes I have meetings or class conflicts or whatever, but I'm sure we can find some time that works with both of our schedules. Okay, so this is the Start Here module. I try to make it pretty intuitive so that you know how to navigate our CourseDen website. Start Here module has most of the things you need in the beginning: information, how to sync your calendars, like I talked about, how to register for Connect. We have opted into the day one access program to give you the lowest possible price available to get your textbook materials. If you wanted to opt out of day one access for some reason, there's a link right here, and you're just responsible for purchasing the materials either directly through McGraw-Hill or through the bookstore. But keep in mind, unless you have a connection that would get you a better price, it will likely be more expensive to purchase it outside of the day one access program. And the day one access program is going to let you register without asking you for payment information, because it will be billed directly to your student account after the add drop period is over. Here is our table of contents. Like I said, I try to keep it intuitive. The chapters you need to know for exam 1, you click on the module labeled exam 1, chapters 1 through 4 are there. Within each submodule, I have links. Again, I want to support you however you like to learn. There's links to video, there's links to PowerPoints, there's links to the textbook activities through Connect, quizzes that I've set up in Connect. And anything that's due within that chapter, is linked right here. I'll take you directly to your textbook. So logging into your textbook, I'm going to do student view so it hides scores. I don't want to accidentally give away anyone's scores or anything. When you log into Connect, you'll see, the assignments for each chapter. You can go in here into your textbook and read your textbook. You can download a mobile app if you want to read your textbook through like your tablet or iPad, kind of like a Kindle or something like that. Some people prefer to read that way instead of on a computer screen. Whatever works for you is fine by me. And if you need help trying to figure out a way that works for you, or some ideas on, study tips or things I've seen work for other students in the past, again, I'm more than happy to meet with you anytime to get to know you. I love the flexibility of online classes, that it gives you the chance to learn at a time that's convenient to you, whether that's 5 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the middle of the night or in the evenings after work, but at the same time, like, I am here for you and I like to get to know you. So anytime you want to come meet with me in my office or have a virtual office meeting, I want to get to know you and help you succeed in this class. So here are all the links for the assignments in Connect. If you have any trouble getting registered for Connect or accessing the assignments, or you can't figure out what's going on, or just let me know and I'm happy to walk you through all that stuff. That's pretty much all the basics. Does anybody have any questions for me about this? One thing I did want to go over really quick, I guess, before I end this orientation, back in the Start Here module, we can click over to the syllabus. Printing the one-page calendar, I think, is great. You should print that calendar, put it on a bulletin board, stick it in your binder, stick it on your desk, somewhere where you're going to see it regularly so you can stay on track with our schedule. The syllabus, it's very important that you read through the syllabus and understand the expectations and the format of the course and how your grade's going to work. But there's really no need to actually print out the syllabus. It's several pages long and it has a lot of stuff in it that's important, but downloading it and accessing it and reading it is really important. Right here, your homework average will weigh the same as your exams. So your grade will be out of 500 possible points. You have 4 exams, and your Connect homework average for all of your quizzes and activities that I've set up for you in Connect will be your grade. And I will round using traditional math rules. So, 90 to 100 is an A. If you're 89.5 or higher, I'll round it up. Same thing, 79.5 or higher, I'll round it up. And I will try to give you opportunities for extra credit as well. Another reason to make sure you've got your notifications turned on for the announcements so that you don't miss any opportunities for extra credit. I would hate for someone to see something like a week or 2 late and you're like, oh no, I would have totally done that for extra credit if I'd known it was available. If you've had me before, you know that one thing that is important to me is, keeping things fair for people in the class. And so extra credit I give to everyone. I don't do extra credit on an individual basis. Deadlines matter. Your assignments are all available from day one for all the chapters. I highly recommend you work ahead so that you have that flexibility. If a really tough week comes up in some of your other classes, or you get the flu or something, you're just not feeling like yourself and you don't have the energy to do all your work. If you've gotten ahead in class, then that buys you some time where you can kind of take a break for a few days and recuperate, or if you're out of town, or if you've got some other stuff, another project, another class, or you're busy with work or those kind of things. So you'll never regret working ahead in class. But sometimes procrastination can really create a lot of extra stress unnecessarily. I give you all the way till Sunday at midnight so that you have the most flexibility that works with your schedule. But my intention is not to ruin your weekend by making things not due till the end of the week. I think that balancing your personal time and your school and your work and all those are really important. And so if you can get your work done before the weekend, then you can enjoy your weekend. So you do you, whatever works for you, but I definitely recommend you try to work ahead so you have more free time on the weekends and you're not mad at me if I'm ruining your Sunday evening because you've waited until the last minute to do your homework. But that's, how your grade is broken down in the syllabus. As far as, this week's assignments, we jump right in. Your chapter 1 homework is due at the end of this week. Also, when you go over here and click on assessments and go to quizzes, I have an orientation quiz set up for you, and you have unlimited attempts on this orientation quiz. It's really just a syllabus quiz to make sure that you understand, the basics of the class. And I use this for the administration when they do attendance verification. So it is really important that you take this quiz so that when they look at our class to see who is enrolled and who's actually attended, since this is an online class, you don't really attend it in person. The way they measure attendance in an online class is that you're actively participating. And so I can point to this activity to show the administration, these are the students that are attending the class, so that you don't get administratively withdrawn, because there's a certain date where they look to see who's actually attended the classes they registered for. And if you haven't attended, they'll drop you administratively. So I don't want that to happen to anybody that needs this class, especially since you guys are mostly seniors, maybe some juniors, and you probably are taking this class because you need it for graduation. I would hate for that to happen to somebody. So please make sure you take the orientation quiz so you don't get administratively withdrawn from the class. And like I said, you have unlimited attempts to get 100 on it. Just take it over and over again until you get all the answers right. Or if you see a typo or something, hopefully I didn't mess that up. But if you did, let me know so I can get that corrected. And that's pretty much everything for this orientation. One last call for questions if you have them. Or if you think of something later, feel free to, again, send me a text or an email. I hope you all have a great day today. And I'm excited to have you in my employment law class. And I look forward to getting to know you, teaching you guys all that you need to know. Have a great day, and I will talk to you again soon.